The following is a 95.1, 94.9 The Oasis presentation.
We love all cars, but we have a particular passion for the rare, high-performance, and collector cars. The monthly Motorsports gathering is a reflection of that. This is the Scottsdale Motorsports Gathering.
Hey, I'm Ron. We're at Scuderia Southwest in Scottsdale. It's Cars and Coffee. It's the first Saturday of every month. And with me is Gary Simon of Scottsdale Ferrari. How are you this morning?
Very good. Glad to be here.
How many vehicles did you bring with you today?
We brought four.
Four. And if we got them all, see if we get them in the shot here. Very nice. 3 black, 1 red Ferrari. Is that the one that gets all the tickets for you guys?
That's the lead car. That's correct.
Wonderful. So tell me about coming out here to the show. You come out here at the show is done every first Saturday of the month, and you're here every first Saturday of the month?
Every first Saturday of the month. I mean, this is the greatest car spectacle in Arizona, so we want to be a part of it.
Wonderful. And how long have you been coming out here?
Since it started.
Okay. And then do you also do your own car show at the dealership?
Yes, we're part of Penske Automotive, and Penske Automotive has a Cars and Coffee the third Saturday of every month at the Penske Museum.
Okay, wonderful. So tell me about putting me into Ferrari. You know, I just inherited $50 billion from my rich uncle. And I want a couple of Ferraris, so what's that experience going to be like for me when I come to see you?
It's going to be unique and different, because the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that you can't have one right now.
What? I can't just walk in and drive off?
You can't walk in and drive off in a new Ferrari. Every Ferrari is custom built for a customer, and there's long waiting lists for the popular models.
Really? So when you say custom fit, like the seats are crafted around my body?
You're going to pick everything on that car. You're going to pick the colors, you're going to pick the materials, you're going to pick the type of seat that you want in the car, you're going to pick the design for the headliner, you're going to do everything, the stitching, the piping.
Now, how can I do all of that in one visit? Is that possible?
Well, it is possible. We have a center at the dealership where we can sit down and work with you on a car. But Ferrari has custom programs called Atelier and Tailor Made. And you can go to the factory and sit down with factory personnel and actually design your Ferrari at the factory.
Okay, so after I design my Ferrari, then do I take it for a test drive?
No, first it has to be built, and that's going to take 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
But once it arrives at the dealership and you write that check, you just go have a great time.
Wonderful. That sounds like a really, more of an in-depth buying process than I think anybody could ever really realize when it comes to purchasing vehicles. They're used to just, look it up online, go down to the dealership, look at the different colors. But here you're literally picking every little thing that is going to go into the car the way you want it to look.
That's exactly right.
And which is why it takes so much time. Are you?
Yes.
So can you take me to the plant where they're manufacturing and assembling the vehicle and
yes, that's all part of the trip.
Off?
Generally, I just got back from doing a trip like that, and we take the client to the factory. We generally do a factory tour in the morning, so you go through all the different parts of the assembly process of Ferrari, and then there's a wonderful little private restaurant in Maranello called Restaurant Montana. It's where the drivers and the executives at Ferrari eat, and I take them there for lunch. And then we go back to the factory and we have the design session. And that generally takes 3 to 5 hours to sit down and put your Ferrari together.
Wow. That's an incredible process to know that you actually have that ability. It's not just buying the vehicle. I mean, to be all in on the actual design and just picking out every little nuance.
Well, that's the fun, because you literally have the ability to do just about anything you want. You can't change the shape of the car, but you could walk in and say, I really like this material of my shirt jacket. I'd like to have this in the headliner, and they'll custom make it.
That's wonderful. You can't do that with a Chevy. That's just not going to happen. So, Gary, also wanted to ask you about collected when people are collecting Ferraris,
Yes.
and when it comes to how they purchase them, where they find them, the prices that they pay for them, what are some of the most expensive ones you've seen go for sale?
Well, the pinnacle of the Ferrari collecting world is a car called the 250 GTO. And it was built from 1962 to 1964, and Ferrari built 36 of them. They were built to run in the manufacturers' championships, and they won everything. They won Le Mans, they won the Tour de France, they won the Mille, they won everything that they were entered in.
Unbeatable.
Unbeatable. And they have become the pinnacle of the Ferrari collecting world. Recently, within the last 2 weeks, a car just sold for $80 million.
Wow. And that's not something you're driving out to get the groceries and bringing it back.
Well, I don't think he's going to get the groceries in it, but the gentleman who bought it is a fellow that actually really uses his cars, and he plans on entering that car in vintage races and in rally. So he's going to actually go out and drive that $80 million car.
Wow. I don't know if I could drive an $80 million car, even with insurance. I think that's just something I couldn't fathom.
You don't think about the cost, you think about the experience.
This is true. So when I finally do get that $50 billion from my uncle, I'll have a shot at one for those.
Well, not at one of those, because by that time it's probably going to be a $100 million car.
Okay.
But we'll find something else that's suitable for you.
Well, with that, at least I'll still be able to take the trip to Italy and
Absolutely.
do the custom design.
Oh, we can do that anytime.
Okay, I love that. Well, anything else you want to add about the excitement of being here at the car show?
No, it's a wonderful experience. I mean, I've been lucky enough to travel all over the United States and all over the world and attend many car shows, but this gets about the best crowd and the most excitement of any I've ever been to. Tops anything I've been to in California. So it's the different kind of cars that you can see out here and the wonderful people that you can meet. We're just glad to be a part of it.
That's wonderful. So every first Saturday of the month, we'll see you out here with your vehicles.
You certainly will.
And then every third Saturday, we're at your dealership with another Cars and Coffee, and you're showing off all the vehicles.
That's great, and you can come by anytime, and we'll take that trip to Italy and design your Ferrari.
Wonderful. I'll get my passport updated, and we'll be ready to go.
Good. Look forward to it.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
This is the Scottsdale Motorsports Gathering.